Second tricep exercise for today, we're gonna do the same thing we did with biceps. We're gonna go single arm. Concept is more neurological energy to one side, more engagement. Same joint position, so we're still gonna go neutral at the shoulder joint and pronation. So I'm gonna be pronated at the radial ulnar joint. This is one of those exercises that actually hits all three heads of your triceps. So we're hitting them all here. Let's do it, 1 minute per side. Time is ready. I want you to be ready. If not, you can just hit the pause button because I'm freaking rolling. Time started. All right, I've got my elbow next to my side. Things are gonna be the exact same as what we just did before, just one arm. So I'm pushing initially down, and I'm moving in this arc, down and back, trying to keep my elbow completely still, squeezing at the end range, and I'm gonna fight every inch all the way back up. I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna engage my tricep, squeezing through the entire range. Fighting all the way back up. Now round two, I'm gonna throw a little bit of a curveball at you, but I'll wait for that to happen. 10 seconds. It is time. Switch arms. Keep rolling. All right, notice I'm kind of moving to this side. Each time I'm aligning whatever arm I'm using up with the cable. So I'm repositioning my body each set. Same motion. Look at my feet. My feet are hip width apart. My trunk is slightly angled forward. And I'm positioning myself so that I have a stable foundation of support so that my tricep can maximally contract. Because if you have to balance yourself in space, that's going to take away from your triceps' ability to engage. So your support system, the way you stand and the way you position yourself is super important. It's very neglected a lot of times. Max tension, 8 seconds. Last one. Keeping position, fighting it all the way. Switch. Okay, here's going to be the change. I'm going to do this next set. We're going to change joint position. Still going to stay single arm. I'm going to go overhead now. I'm going to alternate it every single time. So now we're going to go lunge position here, elbow up here, same pronated position of the hand. So my palm is out that way, controlling. So I'm keeping my elbow completely stationary. So what does this change? Well, by lifting the elbow up and flexing my shoulder, we're changing the way the tricep contracts because we're changing the length tension relationship. We're stretching the long head of your tricep, and some studies show that adding length to a muscle helps with engagement. So theoretically, this challenges the long head of your tricep a little bit more, but it doesn't mean the whole thing isn't still working. Making these strategic changes are small ways that we can manipulate our workout to help build muscle. This is a good weight. I don't know how hard it looks, but I'm really able to engage my tricep on that. And that was burning like a MFer on that. All right, switching sides. Lunge position, staggered stance, elbow is up. Engaging tricep, fighting every inch all the way back. What's gonna happen at Gold's Gym if they're doing this? So they're doing it Gold's, and they may even be kind of doing this and go, because that's what tough guys do. They freaking rotate their body and do this shit. But the problem with that is you're gonna get less from your tricep. So what we want to do to maximally recruit your triceps is keep your elbow completely still and then tighten first and go a little bit slower. because we know the best way to get big fast is to go slow. And if you watch the intro to this video, you know that I did not create that saying, and I've already credited the person who did. Look at my knee. Y'all see this right here? Look at that. You know what that came from? That came from exporting video on my computer, because my computer got so damn hot that it created a freaking massive blister on my quad from all these intense files we're creating. Is that insane? I got a new computer, and it's an awesome Apple computer. This thing is high octane, but it created a blister on my freaking leg, like this big. And somebody today asked if I had surgery. That's why the ADD popped, and the sprees popped in my brain. That's from freaking exporting videos on my computer. That's intense geek work right there. Okay. Round 3, we're changing joint positions again, and then we'll change overhead in round 4. Max engagement. Owning every inch. Making your movers move you instead of mindlessly moving. What's the difference? Well, the difference is this. This is me mindlessly moving. This is what most people do right here. Okay, what we're going to do is intentionally move, intentionally engage, precision, execution, effort, time. That's the 10-3. Time under tension combined with execution and going near failure, which is our effort. The time I've taken to put together a book, first of all, I've rewritten like 3 chapters twice. But what I've learned I've never been more reinforced about everything that we're doing than I am right now. I've never had any more confidence, and it may even show my teaching, probably does, than I do right now, because I'm on to something. And I just love the people that will make comments like, well, you know, that's not your own stuff. That's somebody else has been saying this. And I'm always like, yeah, of course. Like, if it was my own shit, you ought to be worried. Of course it's not my own stuff. That's the whole point, that we use other smart people's stuff. Look at my feet. I'm in a staggered position. I'm on the ball of my back foot. My back foot is my stabilizing leg. So I'm putting all the support on that back foot so that my trunk is completely stable. Envision like an imaginary board sitting underneath your elbow, and it's holding it in place. Like if I were doing a preacher curl and I had the pad under my elbow, you know, when like last week when we did that preacher curl, that's what I envision here. It's like I'm resting my elbow against that imaginary pad so that it doesn't move. Ooh, switch. Staggered stance, ball on my back foot. I feel stable enough to where if somebody were shoving on me, I wouldn't move. Imaginary board underneath my elbow, keeping me in place. All tricep. intentional focus, max engagement. Not moving slow to intentionally move slow, but moving slow to make this as hard as I freaking can and maximally recruit my tricep. Switch. All right, left side again. It's a different joint position. Last set, run number 5. Neutral shoulder, left arm, tighten. What's one of the biggest mistakes on this? You probably already know what I'm about to say, but it's moving your elbow around, doing this kind of a thing. "15 seconds. The last thing I want to do right now is control this. So that's when you know that you really should. Oh man, switch. Round 5, right arm. Stable base of support. You should go back and look at me right now compared to when I first started shooting about a year ago. I look different than I did. Now the cool part about that is that I can say that the reason I look different is because I'm doing my own program. And I think that's pretty daggum cool. And I also think it's cool that people can watch it in real time. There's no better transformation than that. And what I also think is cool is that next year, you're gonna see the same damn thing. That's it. So you look at me right now today, go back to old video. I look different than I did. Everything I've been doing is recorded. Everything I've been doing is video by video, week by week, month by month. You can see it. And at the end of the day, you know what I've been doing because it's been right here with you. And if you're doing this program like I am with consistency, then you're gonna achieve the same results. But you gotta show up every single time. Consistency is the name of the game. It's easy to say. It's hard to do. That's round 2 of triceps. Let's go to our next exercise.